very subsonic area. You've got gain there that's way higher than what that thing says. And I think I don't know, what is that, 3 amp? It's just weird. I don't know, man.
So that brings up another question. Since I've opened this Pandora's box, I've been looking at different pieces of gear. So would I maybe benefit from a higher quality mixer or something like that? Maybe.
Let's fix this one first.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. If I wait a little while, I can spend money. If I spend money too soon, then I get the hairy eyebrows. So it's best to wait and work with what I got so far. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, get this set up dialed in.
It's not far off, man. This is something wacky. I don't know why. But it sounds okay now. W2 very weak.
Well, I got the train stamp of approval. Or, I'm sorry, the Steve stamp of approval. So now we're just striving for that next level above.
He's got that big speaker.
Yeah, it does sound good over here.
I think you need a phase rotator.
Oh, jeez.
Guess we're gonna have to.
I hate those things. I have one here, Chuck. I have the W3AM Gary Blau, may he rest in peace, phase rotator.
They're gonna go back and forth.
Sitting here. I never took it out of the foil pack.
That's right.
It would be preferable, but
I don't hate them. I despise
back
them.
and stay.
He needs to take a phase rotator and transmit through an end-fed half wave, and that would fix half his problems.
I had to argue with a friend of mine that
there ain't too many people out there.
Just been around the block way more than I have, and I had to finally tell him what I thought about it.
13,
Red Gunner in
Center County, Downey Town. Have we got a copy? Brick Channel 13.
You were being bad. No, I was being myself.
We hear you, Red Baron. Yeah, we got it out there.
I have a certain standard. Wrong. I have a certain standard.
Rooster, greetings. Good hearing you in there.
I have friends in low places.
Cruising around, it's been pretty quiet. So give it
I never run on a phase rotator except to prove a point.
And 4, yep. Good to hear you.
Wasn't that what those DIY D104 boards are? Isn't that a phase rotator?
We got some
one of the
drizzle
things
weather
they
over
do,
this
yeah.
area. I don't know how you guys are doing up in your neck of the woods. About an hour ago, it was still drizzling, but I don't know about right now. Yeah, 10-4. Wow, good hearing you.
Positive, negative that are different, and you can listen to different people.
Yes, sir.
You can take your scope and put it on the IF output of your receiver. Listen to broadcast stations and like the way they sound, see what they look like on the scope, and do all that.
A 10?
Get to that level.
Yeah, for camping. I got a, is it an overnight thing or just during the daytime? Oh, he probably let you camp out.
I'm not set one way or another.
He
I'm
probably
still
would or would not.
in the learning phase of all this audio processing. You're all new to me, so I have no opinion on the subject.
Years ago.
Yeah, well, that's because you don't know what it is. And that makes sense that you wouldn't know what it is, because that's like really advanced stuff.
3 or 4 years
The
here.
big problem you got now is there's a lot of ham stuff that's sell that people buy and have
It's got an outside bathroom, so.
what it does or why it does it.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
they have one.
Yeah, I'm
They
all
throw it out and their friends are like,
I got like
oh, pretty girls follow me now down the street. It's amazing. Since I got my phase rotator.
And it's all inclusive. It's pretty nice. And now that the weather's a little bit cooler, I have my electric no generator power inverter.
Well, I do know how to boil steam.
Yeah, I can at least get a fan.
Boil water and make 99.9% pure steam.
Yeah, I don't think he would mind if you set up down there. I don't think Bagger can hear you.
I don't go into a rant about something I'm not having.
Well, that's all part of the fun of talking with you. Like, I think we're all entitled to go on the rants. Like,
Yeah, Bagger, don't you
I
hear
kind of
that
lost my
red
cool on Sunday night a
No,
little
I
bit.
don't hear him.
Yeah, so I think we're all entitled. We're just human.
East south, so I don't hear him. Oh, it's east south, yeah. Yeah, Bagger don't hear you there, right there. But okay, we'll talk to you later, and you take care.
Well, that just see, that's kind of how I am though.
Hey,
When
shouldn't have a
things break,
problem with
then I'm
that at
forced
all.
to fix them. I don't give up until I overcome and adapt. So I spent
Copy on who?
Tuesday morning cleaning and lubricating all my newly acquired used
Who's
gear.
that there?
I wonder if that
Hey,
would
Bob,
work.
they're downtown. Tuckford town.
I opened that
Right
bearing,
there.
or not the bearing, the symmetrics. The symmetrics. The date on the PC board is 1991.
Yeah, Pipe Buster got you up there in Tuckford town.
My
Wow, that's
2025
some
is
shot.
like 10 years
My
older
needle's
than that.
moving, but I can't quite pull them out.
Older?
My
I would
apologies.
think the 525 would be newer than a 425, but there you go.
I got food over from Channel 14.
Yeah, it's pretty old. There's a place online that has all the manuals and schematics.
He's getting bleed over
Yeah, I found
14.
the manual and schematic
I guess,
for the 425.
yeah, 14.
Reading it today, but there's a
copy
lot
that,
to take
Brewster,
in.
Copy that.
And I made it through the first 50 pages. The
The
next 25 pages or whatever were mostly engineers' notes and stuff that don't
the
matter.
beam set up vertically.
The operation and function and all
but
that.
I got some
trying
work
to
to do
absorb
on the
that. Like I
camera.
said, I'm going to need to read that again. But I certainly have a better understanding of it now than I did a week
You want
ago.
the beam now? Nah, I'm on a vertical right now. Just a vertical.
You need to come up with a headphone amplifier so you don't use the radio.
Hell, IMAX 2000 ground plane.
And then fool around with capacitor
I'm
value.
on the simplest 899,
Series with the mic.
an original 899.
See if you can roll off some bottom
Hey,
end
we're
there
good if you get them high enough.
in a meaningful
Yeah,
amount.
that's what I'm
And
running.
then we can revisit.
How high is that?
And I just don't know
under 1 meter.
what you want to try. One
11 meters,
microfarad is going to be too much. You might want to
about
try like
35 feet.
0.1.
I didn't want to get into the
thinking.
guy wires,
But
so
then I can get
I'm not a
fooled
full
too.
meter
I've been
above,
fooled
but my beam
with
is
that
a
because you're dealing with
full
unknown.
meter.
I don't know what the circuit is in that.
Just a
You know, I assume that amp would be like a
I got it set up
unity
vertically, and
frequency
once they get
response,
that
but
camera
apparently it isn't.
sorted
Or
out,
something is broken, or
it
something
really
is
does
broken. I
well.
just don't get it, man.
I took it
It
down,
doesn't make sense
and
because
I
it didn't
just put
have
it back up, and
that
got what
tone
it's doing.
when you first hooked it up. That's bananas.
10
Yeah,
for
and
there,
that's
Red
the part
Baron.
that
Oh, good
becomes a
luck on
question
that.
mark in my head. Like when we first were setting it up, it wasn't like that, and then I don't know what changed along the way to make it different.
Okay, Red Baron, check
Other
that.
than I ran it into the B&W for a little bit, and then I had to push up the bottom end more to make it, do what I wanted there. And then when I put it back to this transmitter, like the original, obviously the pushing it up, I brought it back, but then those settings were no longer valid. So I don't know what happened. Just changing the mic plug from one transmitter to another transmitter shouldn't have changed or affected anything. But I don't know. Things haven't been the same since that, I guess. Whether the two are related or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a good selection of caps. From
Yeah, what he said.
picofarads up to 0.1s,
Yep.
2s, whatever.
Well,
all
you know.
Yeah, I got pretty
Hopefully
good
things
selection
will
of
pick
stuff
up a little bit,
for
a little bit of
try.
time. And,
AA3RE.
everybody comes to their senses.
Don't get too very weak. All right, that's enough with audio help desk for tonight. I've got a headache.
Yeah, let me read you what he
Yeah, I
power
probably should make the
transistors.
classic radio roundup too. But I do have the video gate rolling, and that's all that my audience demands anyway. They don't necessarily need to hear me. They just want that video gate.
Well, you're going through your peak here right now. You're only 55
Yeah, I
over.
got this Cobra 2000.
Yeah, you've
all
been over
fixed up
40
again.
all night. And Steve's doing real well with
Give it
30
a
over.
nice test drive. Then.
I was just happy to make it up here to.
Yeah, Dan. Boy, these here are called power transistors
Long Island is a neighbor on this building.
2N424. Whatever the heck that's for.
Well, if you didn't tell me that,
2N424. That's the number of the transistor.
Well, once you get on here, your personality comes out. Like you're doing this work.
You got a whole
We
lot
need to change this. When are we going to do this? You're still in
got four of them.
you're still in
And here I
maintenance
got
mode.
some
People, once you
little,
get
about a little bit smaller than a dime.
start being yourself,
Motorola.
the people are going to line up to get on here and talk with you.
I can't
And
see the
it's
last
going to be
number, but
reasonable. There's people from
5-44.
especially in the day, the months of the year when the nights are longer. This band changes his
Silvers or are they
personality.
just regular transistors?
Yeah.
And it says
You're
wall.
right.
I guess they're power transistors.
Learning. Man, it's
They may.
nothing like
Maybe.
I have to be careful.
Well, that's what it says on the
Not to say
package
the
here.
wrong, you know. Thing,
Let's see. It's pretty small though.
thing, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah. I don't
so
know.
I'm actually reprogramming.
Yeah, I used to fine several people that I knew 25 cents when they did that
It
each
doesn't sound
time.
like any of them are RF transistors.
You
They
mean
might
like
be
if
just
they
power
get down or
DC transistors.
stuff like that?
Yeah, a bunch of little round barrels with two
Yeah,
wires
it was
sticking
never
out.
that easy. It was like on the side, never on the side. Get rid of that one.
I don't know.
Contact,
what it is.
forget that one. You got to tell Step on that one. Never say contact. I don't care what they
Photo
say.
mode. Photo
Never
mode.
say that. Never. Not even if you're going down in flames. Don't ever say contact. Oh. Man, and
You might look at it. It might be all
All you
junk. I
gotta
don't
do,
know.
if you want to break into a conversation, group that's already going on, just throw your call out there. That's all you gotta do. Key up at the right pause in between people transmitting and just throw your call. That's all that you're required to do.
Hey Dave, he already told the guy I was a baby.
yeah, well, that's fine. Listen. It's 2025. It's time to get rid of the stigma that people who come from Chicken Band Radio are horrible. Because guess what? Just about everybody on ham radio used to be on there. Okay? Whether they admit it or not. The best is the ones that you know are on there and they're like, no, I will never ever on a CB radio. You got me mistaken with someone else.
See, I'm not ashamed to say that I like and still play with and came from CB radio. So, but we have a different, we're not your regular stereotypical CBers either. And my video gates will prove that out. So there. I'm not ashamed of it at all. But I was only on CB radio because I couldn't afford to get into ham radio right away. Just the way it was.
Oh, here we
But
go.
ever since Grandpa gave me that Night Kit Ocean Hopper back in 1974, that was it. The floodgate was opened.
Hello there, Blaze Buster. If you can hear me up
Tell
there.
you what though, I am enjoying it. I do like it. And I like my new little shack. Because it gives me a little chance to, sit back and listen and kind of get to know, the language,
Oh, that kind of stuff.
behavior,
Okay.
etc. Yeah, so, and I got me a little notepad here where I'm copying down those whoops. We're sorry.
Ever.
There you go. Yeah, the ones that come in.
Yeah, plain language, man. You can't lose
What is happening?
with plain language.
Hello, Joker.
I was going to say the same thing. You cannot
Good
lose
evening,
with
everyone.
just speaking plain language. And in that context, you can use the word contact.
No, I am not.
So what'd you fix today, Chuck?
No, I'm just sitting here. I was just walking out in the garage, and I walked around my vehicle, but they're in the garage, and I'm trying to think what I need to do on them. So I was like, well, let me go on the radio for a little
Yeah,
bit.
as you
And
know,
maybe,
when you're done venting, because you got to
yeah,
bend
maybe
it
I'll go
back
back
a
out in
little
the garage.
further, right?
Mild steel. I had a very expensive tubing bender, so I put
Yeah, I
one
gotta
of
do
the
that.
size in it.
Keep it running
So
to
the
these
railing
spots
was
like
11 and a half
tomorrow
inches by
morning.
17 and 3/4. So there's a whole process for bending tubing, and I'm really gotten really good with it over the years. Now, with mild
I
steel,
don't believe they ever closed that
you
here
bend
at
it to 96 degrees, and then the spring back takes it to 90.
Oh, that's very interesting. So
they might be closing Buckeye. That's where everybody goes to do burnout.
And then
So they
when you
might be
pop it
closing
out of the
Buckeye
die, it
Road.
springs back to 90. Now, aluminum, you bend it to 94 degrees, and it springs back to 90.
Yeah, I don't
don't think they do the parade anymore because people were stupid, and then people were getting in accidents.
But I'll probably
and
never
stupid,
ever do that.
and then they started
I
doing
got a
burnouts.
buddy who,
So, you know, a lot of the times the people doing the burnouts on Buckeye Road didn't have anything to do with the show. But yeah, I think that might, if any road, that would be my guess.
Car, and I need to fix this. I had another buddy who had a 79
root of most
Danville.
idiot
He
accidents
threw the timing chain and they were going to junk it, so we bought it for $200. We took all the sheet metal we needed off the front end of it.
What did you say about the 2-way
We
street
bent
there?
this guy's frame back.
Yeah.
Pretty much what you were doing, only the the hillbilly version of it. But you know, it worked. He got another 5 years out of it. Went down the road straight.
Yeah, so this Digger Derrick was set up in the intersection of a corner. They were drilling a 20-inch hole in the ground for a utility pole. And a tractor trailer came up around the bend, ran over all the cones and sideswiped the truck. And then the rear ICC comes right to step and that's
I know I ruined a few things, like
Wow. So the guy went.
and then he tried telling younger kids that, and they don't
The
want to
back of the guy's trailer hit
Well,
him.
they got to find out for themselves.
Yeah.
You know? They got to make their own.
So he grabbed
mistakes.
it.
They don't want to
with the
learn from
Mansfield
somebody
car.
else's stupid mistakes, which is kind of dumb when you think about it.
yeah, the right, extreme right corner of it.
The best lessons you learn are the ones you make.
That wide about an inch,
mistakes you
and
make
the
on
whole
your own.
footman. The operator was up in the seat drilling the hole when this happened. And the machine was up on its outriggers and it pushed it down the street a bit.
Yeah, and then you'll die.
And he was like, I think it's time for lunch.
Well, it's so
You know why they call that a Mansfield car, right?
now I'm doing real well.
Because she drove her car under it and got decapitated.
Yeah, well, she wasn't driving, but that's close enough. Did you know that, what's her name there from Mariska Hargitay?
I feel that.
From that goofball show on NBC is her daughter, and she was in the back seat of that car when that accident happened.
Oh boy.
There were 3 kids in the back of that car that lived.
That's 100% right. You don't want to hear it. You're young, you're doing stuff. You don't want to hear somebody telling you what to do.
Yeah, seeing how there were small children, that probably would save their life.
There was this guy
Yeah, I don't know if I ever jumped in 10 feet.
who sold me his high gain Utopia transceiver, and he also had a 60, I think it was a 69 Olds Tornado. Had a
Yeah, I don't think I want
455, a W30 455 in it. He said it was like the high output 455. The car had been in a dealership, and one of the guys got drunk, and he took the car out and put it underneath the back of a tractor trailer, and he had the presence of mind to duck and lay across the seat before he went under. He was cut up all over from all the glass, but he survived. They told him to make the car disappear. So it was still in this guy's garage. This was in about 1988 or so. He took me over to see it. It's like, you want to buy it? You could use an Olds 455 W30. I'm like, yeah, I could, but no thanks. So I bought the high gain Utopia from him and hightailed it out of there.
Roadwork and car shows. Brookdale Road and Locust Lane are closed for road work until mid-October.
So when you say made the car disappear, what did he do? He didn't report the accident?
Will be closed Friday evening for Wheels of Time car show.
What accident?
Isn't that the same engine they put in the Cutlass?
Yeah, I guess you could get, yes. Matter of fact, I know a guy that had one of those. And that guy had his car stolen from his driveway. This is like a recurring pattern here with Oldsmobiles.
I know a guy bought one of those 455 colors, like 1980, 81. It was in the garage for like 15, 20 years. Got the thing running. It was beautiful, beautiful car, 4-speed. He beat the crap out of it.
You mean 1970, 71, not 80?
Oh, he bought the car in 1980.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't think GM had a 4-speed that would live behind all that torque for very long.
Other bike needs 2 new tires.
At least I never saw one.
One bike needs
But he's
inspection.
one of these guys that never had a muscle car, and then when he finally did, man, it went to his head, and he was.
And Toro Suzuki 400.
Yeah, well, with all that torque, man, the stroke on that is like 4 1/8 inch or something. That's like my second favorite all-time GM engine. From back in the day. Now today, that's a whole different thing.
2010 Heritage.
The Buick 350. 2-barrel Rochester in a 1970 Skyline.
Yeah, I had the
Yeah, I'm
Ultra
familiar
Classic,
with those,
but
very familiar. They just run and run. A little bit of torque, too.
that one was a 1550 6-speed.
I used to really like that car a lot. It gave me all of the little trouble
This one
that
here's
helped
a 1550 6-speed too.
individual how to work on his own car.
Yeah, I don't have a land wrench. I can't change my
Yeah, nice
filter.
up to the Williamsport on that new Highway 15, man. We were cruising like 110 miles an hour now.
Yeah. Make sure no one's looking.
I have that bike there.
Well,
Had
you're underneath
the windshield and the steering and the thing for your legs.
But they made it a 455 Oldsmobile. It was the Black Widow edition.
You know, what is it? Buick, Olds, and Pontiac each had their own 455. They're completely different.
We rode from Williamsport all the way up to Route 6 in a pouring down rainstorm one year.
I thought they shared the engines. I didn't know
They
that.
go like 85
No,
miles an hour.
they're completely
And the
different.
tractor trailers. I couldn't even see the damn highway
Matter
for
of
like
fact,
3
that's a
seconds.
Trans Am, like a 77 Trans Am, you could get a 400 would be either an Olds 403 or it could be a Pontiac 400, and it depended
I don't know
on
about that.
which one, and the little emblem on the hood scoop would say, I think it used to say 6.6 TA, I forget if that was the Pontiac or the Olds, but you could get either one of those. 403 Olds, that was a real barn burner.
I was getting cold, man.
There was a
Started getting
Buick
shivering.
I believe it
And then getting scared. And then I wasn't cold no more. And then I wasn't scared no more. And then we just kept going.
As expected, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be doing all right until one of them things pull out.
What you do is you wait for the guy to be in the gas station and you go flying by and you wave to him.
The bad news is
Yeah, rain gear on, but rain gear is only, if it's really pouring, you're only good for an hour or two. You're soaked anyways, but if it's just raining,
brings me
you're
to
okay,
another
but man,
thing.
it's pouring, just
Were
forget
there
it.
any broads there?
Get down on Broadway.
I mean, you can't say that anymore apparently, but I haven't gotten in trouble for it yet.
No, I haven't heard that word in a long, long time.
Yeah, my dad was respectful.
Yeah, it's 95
he
degrees.
would still call them broads once in a while.
Well, at one time it was in vogue. It was all right. A lot of broads down there. And everybody was all right with that. And I guess maybe they got together.
It's so hot up there, man. The sweat was running down their ass crack. Their underwear
It's more of a everybody forgot about it because nobody says it anymore. I want to bring it back. I think I'm going to start printing T-shirts, and I'm going to get on the internet, man. me get off of this radio crap. It's wasting my time. I'm going to get on the internet and become an influencer. Bring back broads. Yeah, and we'll have like a
Yeah,
broad
imagine
of
having
the week.
a helmet on and long sleeve shirts and chest protector and long pants and boots all up to your knees and
got stuck, in a little rut.
You know, hams where that broad word is still in your vocabulary.
Yeah, broad banded.
they got the big hill climbs who get to the top.
I mean, all it's referring
Go
to
back
is
down.
like hip size, you know.
Oh, that was great. But,
It's just
oh
nature.
well.
Nature sometimes calls.
And in the words of Joe Walsh, nature loves her little surprises. That's up there with the top 10 rock and roll lyrics of all time.
Oh yeah, I like Joe Walsh.
Yeah, that was before them cameras came out, but he put that big video camera on top of it.
You'd appreciate this,
with
Pete.
he screwed it into his
W2PW
helmet,
one time.
an old helmet, and threw
Knocked
around
on
that big old thing on top of it. It's funny.
Check in there until a couple of guys went over the top with they hate Limpard stuff, and he just disappeared. But anyway, before that, he was telling people he was going to be on 29.050, and he was in Studio City, California, which of course burnt down recently, but he sold his place there a while back.
Big old helmet, man.
But
Now
you
you
can
just
get
got a
on.
little squirt
They
thing
have
like
the
that.
Collins
Yeah,
net.
a little flashlight you
You
put
guys
on your
get on.
face or something. Yeah, how about the little flashlight you put on your
29.050.
forehead?
I don't know
That
who
would
could
be
hear each
cool when
other.
you're going
But he
camping.
advertised he'd be on. And at the time, all I had for an antenna was something that was total crap. I don't even remember what it was. But I gotta get on and talk to Joe Walsh. You know, I had like my modified white box and
Hey, you ain't have to put a
amplifier and all that. And there was like a pile I'm calling him.
yeah, we always used to, you know,
And I got strapped by this dude known as Piss Week Ed, P-A-3-E-S. Everybody called him Piss Week Ed for years. And he beat me talking to Joe Walsh. I've never been the same since then.
Knowing you as I do, that had to be a really hurtful blow. The A3RE.
That's how I got this way, and I know you'd appreciate that.
Well,
wow,
yeah.
What was this?
I know how I got how I am now. I'm hooked on this good audio after listening to a couple of those gates.
Yeah, I remember Larry.
God, I never sounded so good. Like, you know how you usually hate to hear your own voice? Well, it's enough difference from my own voice when I'm used to hearing in recordings. It's different enough that, like, wow, I sound pretty good like that.
Hey, you do sound pretty good, but you got a ways to go until I give it my seal of approval. And then when we're all done and I love the way it sounds, then somebody will come on and tell you sound like crap.
Yeah, what size engine?
I'll be like, okay, let's talk about current events.
Well, you know, I'll take your advice on that. And I'll just switch over to channel 2 on everything. Start fooling it around until they're still happy. Like, all right, you like that? And then switch everything back to channel 1.
When you've arrived, you don't ever ask anybody anything, except maybe for a recording. And like I told you before, you get a recording of the guy whose audio you like the most in QSO with you.
You still have like the 5-speed transmission too, right?
Well, how am I? Well, that's Steve's job then. Steve's going to have to make a recording of you
Yeah, I want
and
25
me
still to
in
60 miles an
conversation,
hour.
and I can hear both of us on another receiver. And he's got to do it while he's using that SX28.
I'm sure you'd be happy to do that. I'd love to see it.
Well, maybe one time when we're in a real good mood, we'll take a recording.
Yeah, maybe 50 miles an hour anyway. Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, they used to try to cross the Schuylkill River over near the power plant, and on 490s and stuff, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, 6 meters. Tell him I said hello. I'll talk with him next month.
All right. Take 20aug25.
Yeah, next month is less than 2 weeks away, so we're gonna hold you to that. Are you gonna put vertical elements back on that? And we'll see you there on 6 meters here in a short there, Steve. I'll join you. So let them know that the gate is rolling currently there. Just I'm not there yet, but I will.
Yeah, somebody up at Tremont, Juliet, they put a Suzuki inline 1180 on a four-wheeler.
Leave it Dave hanging. Yeah, I don't want to be any part of leaving Dave hanging.
Things sound like a rocket ship, man. It smoked the tires all the way up the road. But when he got down there in the Tower City in the soot,
yeah, I just want to know: are you going to put your vertical elements back on that beam, or are you just going to run it horizontal for the season?
Okay. What do you think I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Well,
you
not really sure. You got me confused because you had a really good antenna system with vertical and horizontal polarization at the flip of some switch. And the last picture I seen of it is only horizontal with no vertical elements in sight.
Wow.
I remember the early pictures of it when I very first put it up.
You expect me to remember that kind of detail of when you
Yeah,
first
that's the way
put it up.
this four-wheeler
It was all just
the
vertical,
parking
wasn't
lot
it?
up there in Juliet.
No, it was all just horizontal. And yes, I have all of
The
the
straightaway in front of
material.
the parking lot was probably
I
an eighth
have
of a
to
mile long.
fabricate 2 elements and
Maybe
2
not that long,
mass
but at least
element
an eighth.
brackets, but there will be
16th maybe.
7
Anyhow, he's doing
vertical
up the whole
elements
straightaway, you know.
going on there, and also a switch, which I never had up there. I have not used the horizontal since I put those vertical elements up. Haven't used it at all in months. So it's going to be doing both. Got all the stuff. I just need to pull it down, which isn't really that hard. Then I need to put the elements on, which is kind of hard because I need to be on a tall step ladder, which needs to be level in my yard, which there's no level places here at all in my yard, anywhere.
I ended up hitting him.
Put it back up again. I have to rebalance the truss.
Swing it back in.
I
I hit
shift
him.
the equalizer arm
I went flying.
that lifts the whole thing
Just the momentum.
through the
I
fulcrum.
don't know what happened there.
And blah, blah, blah.
I want to
So
mess
there's a
with him
little
and
bit
just
to
like
it.
it
But
just threw me out
I
the
will
mouth,
get it.
and
And
all
you
of a sudden I
will
just flew back into him.
get to hear what happens when it's tuned properly with 45 feet of
We're
coolant.
probably doing like
It's
40,
nothing
50 miles an hour.
I should have guessed that you were going to continue on and finish up and have it complete like that. Should have guessed that, even if I didn't know any previous parts of the experiment. But yeah, all right. I kind of figured you were going to go that way. I'm glad to hear it confirmed, because there's there's people that miss you that you're not there already, and you haven't even been gone that long. But we also remember a time where you made an appearance. Say you were going to make some changes, and then you were gone for a long while. So we just don't want to repeat that situation. But we all know that boom length is more the function of gain than the number of elements. So 7 elements are not long of a boom. That thing is going to be gangbusters. I'm going to be pissed weak over to Europe compared to you. But there's no way of making it. If I make my boom any longer, I'm going to hit a tree. In fact, I only got about a foot clearance from a tree trunk now on my 3 elements, so nothing's going to happen with mine. So, yeah, I think I'm going to get out of here and myself and go up to 6 meters and carry on about that as much as I get to stay here with this thing. But, all right, I got steps to complete, and let's see, Sunday is the next time availability for me. Sunday morning, I get up before the wife, so that's why I'm going to decide on my hot capacitor pack out. So if I took, I can listen out of that limiter now, or headphones. I can hear it. Like you said, it's not loud, but I hear it. And so if I put that output through, and put it into my stereo, and then out of that, that can give me the level I need most likely.
Yeah, it would be pretty hot. You may want to pat it down, but yes, that would work. Use a pot, do something, and use headphones, yeah, and then
Yeah, take all the
start
mud out of the spokes
experimenting
and
with
everything.
jump box caps, and I just use 2 at a time, 1 on each lead, because you know what's going on there.
Get stuck down a ravine.
Yeah,
You have to
yep,
pull
copy.
the
And also,
up a straight hill
one
for
other
like 90
note,
feet, you know?
the Symmetrics limiter, the XLR plugs are balanced output, but it has a
4 or 5
quarter-inch
crawl
phono
down
jack
there,
that's
back
labeled
and it
unbalanced.
takes hours to
And
just
that's where my
push that
headphones are
thing
going
up the
in.
hill, foot at a time, you know?
Yeah, it's probably not quite loud enough, though, to hear the difference in tone.
No, but I mean, it's interesting to
Yeah,
note that
I
there's
mean,
both a balanced and
sometimes
unbalanced
people wouldn't make the
output
whole
on the thing.
turns, they wouldn't make the turn.
Well, most of those,
some of the holes are like 20
they
foot.
call it
Some
servo
are 60,
balance,
70
and I don't know
foot.
where that term came
But
from.
they're
I'm
always
not
steep,
an
you gotta push
audio
the damn
guy,
thing up to the top
but
again.
you can obtain unbalanced with the same everything. So yeah.
All right. Well, I have a way to go then. Oh, and my you were asking me about that other stereo amp for a modulator that I have. It's a Sony. I don't know where I got Yamaha from. Must have had a Yamaha at some point, but it's a Sony. If you want the model number, I could give it to you.
Yeah, I know where Paragon is. It's right next to 8B.
Go up there. I'm not
8B
gonna.
is there. It's next to 81.
I don't want to be accused of wrecking the 6-meter.
Man, you can ride down to you can't
Well, they
make
don't
these.
need me currently. There's plenty of conversation going on there. They haven't taken a breath, so they don't need me.
You know, they go
Well,
there,
they're
drink, they
required
ride back,
on
you
these
know.
to have the video
And then
games.
you know, you go over to Lufty's Tunnel, then you go all the way to Ashland.
But
Yeah,
I will
you
join
go,
them
you know, a lot of
because
places.
I will get questioned as to my absence if I don't make an appearance. And there's the model number of my Sony, so we'll see if that's suitable for future projects. The way to get projects rolling is gather the parts and then assemble them, instead of trying to assemble without the parts. It's a little more difficult. All right, let me get out of here. Good to hear you on, Chuck. I guess Steve already left. Dave, thank you as always, and we'll move forward. And my goal is a stamp of approval on the audio. Although I got the train station approval, which is,
you know how expensive
I guess
that
that's
is
the
now?
silver medal, right? I'm going for the gold.
Rouse Creek used to be Tower City, but Rouse Creek now, it's $80 a day.
It sounds right because Steve is a regular here now.
Yeah, we corrected.
Really?
You were a big part of that.
Well, good evening, gentlemen.
Well, we all can
Night Train Base Station signing on Classic Radio Roundup.
Yeah, it's true.
Sounding good, Night Train.
Out sentences though. Yours is going to be
Hello out there, Mike. Hello, Scott. Hello, Dave. I don't know who else is in there because I just came up. Good evening there,
Yeah, well, I've heard it. It sounds
hey there, Joker.
a lot better than a factory DX.
What's up there, Train? Good evening, Night Train. Red Baron stepping in to say hello.
Just have like the easy
Hello there, Red Baron. Good to hear you.
problems to work out.
Yeah, I heard one other voice.
I'm sure you'll have it running.
Oh, maybe me. Good evening. Good evening, Bite Buster. I hope this thing is alright. I chose it for Classic Radio Roundup. What is it? It's the Regency Imperial. Good. Ooh. She sound alright? Yeah. Sounds great.
Countywide.
Radio. Listen to Countywide.
Hello, Steve. Long time since I heard you.
Oh, Wayne's World.
Yeah, a whole 5 minutes or so. Hang on, I gotta set this up. There we are. Countywide Radio on Classic Radio Roundup. Hello, all.
A little crusty. Good evening. Evening, Countywide. Red Baron. Greetings.
Yeah, greetings, all. Good to hear everybody on a lively Classic Radio Roundup. Sorry I'm late.
Was Wayne out there?
Where is Wayne?
I thought I heard it, but I didn't. I guess.
Well, I heard the Red Baron. Red Baron's in here.
I'm in here. I'm just listening.
Oh, and there's Bite Buster. Hiya, Bite Buster. Hiya, Wayne.
Listen, you sound a little crusty.
Well, crusty is what it's going to be, so not much I can do about it.
Yeah, it's just crunchy mic.
Yeah, it'll get better as I exercise it. I have to use the lock bar on this mic. And it's initially crunchy, but it should be fine now.
Yeah, it's only when you key up and key off.
Yep, it's been that way every time I use the radio. Nothing new.
Night train.
Yo, where'd you go, Night Train? He's been bitten with the medium wave bug.
I don't know, he sounded a little fuzzy to me.
He didn't sound fuzzy on medium wave.
What number are they going to?
What number is who going to?
They said they're going 10 meter or something.
Who said that?
Maybe nobody. It's a test.
Who said they're going to 10 meters? Now? I didn't hear it. Where's Sandbagger?
Right here.
Oh, hello. I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me? I've keyed up a few times.
Well, maybe others keyed over top of you, because that's the first I heard you.
I told you your mic was crunchy. Yeah.
And so did everybody else. But it's only crunchy when I key up. It's not crunchy when I'm talking.
Spitfire.
Countywide.
Radio motocross races up at Sleepy Hollow, September 14th and 20th. And Good Springs is a hard enduro. It's pretty hard. October 26th.
Those are probably Saturday dates, aren't they?
A Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, Saturdays are out for me. I work.
The 21st is a Sunday. The 26th, I don't know what that is.
I have something going on already on the 21st. Oh, I think that's Gun Bingo. Yeah, I'm going to Gun Bingo. No, if you get bingo, you win a gun. Nothing more says Pennsylvania more than Gun Bingo.
Yeah. She said. Ooh. I hope this thing's working.
Well, my DIY system's working with that limiter now.
Hell. Yeah. Speaking of limiters, I guess I got this one set right.
Yeah, I spent a little while tonight setting up my outboard processing. I'm almost there.
Your what processing?
Outboard processing.
Oh, you got rid of the boofy? Outboard boat?
Oh, I got to add capacitance in my mic line, but for now I'm running with the low cut up some.
Oh, that should do the job then.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have to do that.
Well, you know, you got to do what you got to do to get the proper frequency response. That's why the low cut's there, you know?
Yeah, that's true, but Dave doesn't like that method.
Oh, thankfully, it's not his radio.
No, but I'm taking his advice and setting things up. You know, I want his seal of approval. I already got the the train seal of approval, that's like the silver medal, but I'm going for the gold.
Yeah, I was listening for a bit. The 80-meter stick seems to hear a little bit better there. Surprisingly, well, maybe not so surprising, the train was probably the strongest to me, although occasionally Dave would come up there too, and then he'd fade out again, and then he'd fade in again, and he'd fade out again. You, surprisingly enough, were the weakest. Yeah. Well, when Chuck faded in, I could hear him really well too. You were consistently at like S3. I don't know why.
Well, at least I'm consistent at something.
Yeah, you and Steve were pretty consistent in signal. Dave and Chuck would fade in and fade out, fade in, fade out. When they'd fade in, they'd be S9, you know. They'd fade out, they'd be in the mud.
That's interesting, though, that, Steve is running 200 watts. I was running 250 watts. But maybe because he's so close to you, or maybe my antenna is not oriented well enough to you. I don't know. I don't know. The strangeness of medium wave. When you're listening on an 80-meter stick.
Yeah, I keyed up a few times, but, as I expected, nobody heard me.
Wayne has a better chance.
Yeah, he's got a real antenna with with the right feed line, and
Although when I was over there recently, I tried to tune it with the VNA on 160, and I couldn't get a match.
Ooh, well, yeah. Terms and conditions apply, Specifications and VNA readings are subject to change.
Oh, I think if I add more wire, I'll be able to get a match. There's just not enough wire there.
Well, yeah, you're trying to make it into an eighth wave or a quarter wave dipole, I guess.
Well, you got to try it, and then you know what you need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Break.
Pick it up there, Skyrider.
Hey, good evening. Here on the 13. I just switched on and hear you talking about 160. You always can tell him to take the ground off his jacket, of his Crocs. That gives him a couple of extra feet.
That works for coax. That ain't gonna work for what he's using.
Is he going direct in the shaft with the ladder line?
Yeah, that's correct. He's got a balanced line tuner with ladder line.
Roger that. No, that won't work.
Well, you can always twist the two leads of the ladder line together and make it a 160-meter monopole.
Well, yeah, I didn't try doing that, because then that kind of throws the whole balanced line tuner thing right out the window.
Well, yeah, you'd have to go back to a standard tuner with a balun or something.
I think it'd be easier just to add more wire onto his doublet.
Yeah, as long as he's got the real estate to support it.
He should buy a tuner that has both balanced line and a coax output.
He's got more than one tuner, so that's not the issue. It's just not enough wire, really.
I can attest what that means if you don't have enough wire.
Do they make gender changers for XLR plugs?
Yeah. Double females? Yeah.
I think I need a double male.
Ooh. I imagine they do. I remember having double females at one time at work, but I don't remember having double males. But I gotta believe they make them. If they make the one, why not the other?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for that because I was trying to do something wacky, and I thought I got the right cabling I needed. I got XLR to RCA, but I need one of those XLR to RCAs to be a male, and I got 2 females.
Yeah, that sucks.
So hear me out. Hear me out. I got this old Pioneer reverb amplifier, and I want to put my microphone through it.
Oh no, then you'll sound like the Invader.
No, but if you have it set just so, it just gives depth, you know? Even if you don't add any reverb to it at all, it always added depth. So I wanted to try that on the system and not tell anybody, just to see what he says. And then of course going through the B&W, then I can play with reverb. But I need a gender changer now. Damn it.
What, I just walked back in the room. What are you trying to do there, Pete?
I need an XLR gender changer. I need a double male.
Yeah, I believe they sell them. It's, yeah, I would just look up, double XLR male. You should get it. That doesn't put out power, does it? It's just signal, right?
What, the reverb amp? It's basically it's line level. You would take it and use it in your stereo, you know.
Okay, just checking. Yeah, this has got a big spring in it, right?
I think I honestly don't know how it works, but yeah, I think it's that old that it's probably something like that.
From like the 70s?
Late 70s, early 80s, probably. You can look it up if you want. It's the Pioneer SR202W.
Yeah, it's probably a spring.
They also had plate units too. Don't forget about the plate. Those were more echo.
Yeah, this is less echo and more of a real reverb. It sounds pretty good. I used to use it on my stereo, and it was just a touch of it. It would add some really good depth.
Yeah, because you're sending your signal through that coil. If it's on and you tap it, do you get like a bang?
Yeah, I guess it is a spring, isn't it?
Yep, a lot of like my brother's amps in the basement, they call them reverb tubes. It's got a RCA in and RCA out that connects to the amp.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's got RCA jacks, but I bought RCA to XLR, and I was expecting to be one male, one female XLR, but it's double females, you know, female to RCA, female to RCA, and like I need one of those to be a male.
Do the pinouts just right. You could always solder on a male on the one side.
Well, I only got 2 spare plugs, one male and one female, and I don't really want to hack it because I want to use those other 2 plugs that I have for another experiment.
It's a shame I'm not going back up to work this week. I drop you off and I have a bunch of cables down there. That one end's bad or the other, so I have a whole box of cables.
Yeah, well, up until about 2 weeks ago, I didn't have a single XLR cable in the house. Now I got a freaking dozen of them.
It only gets worse.
Yeah, you gotta bump those numbers up.
Hey, it is made from 100% oxygen-free copper, so there's that.
Oxygen-free?
That's just gonna suffocate your signal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wait a minute. Doesn't my signal need some oxygen to breathe?
Yeah, it's monster cable, man. It's the monster match.
Yeah, so I couldn't play in that sandbox tonight, and I was so looking forward to it. And like, stopped by a gender change.
Does it identify as a male? Maybe if you can get it to identify as a male, it'll work for you.
That's what I need. I need my female to identify as a male.
Just give it a sweet talk. Come up.
Say again, Mike?
Just give it a sweet talk.
Mike, try it again.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead, man. It's yours.
No, I said I knew this would come up.
What? Gender changing.
Talking about gender.
Well, maybe if we just let all the plugs identify how they choose instead of assigning gender to our electrical circuits, and things maybe work better.
There's a concept.
For them.
You ever see that meme on Faceplant? Well, why can't we just let the electrical circuits identify their own gender? And the next picture was a power plant on fire.
Yeah.
I hear somebody piss weak. Who is that?
Of course I hear you, neighbor.
Who is that, and why are they so weak?
7.
Is that Night Train on a walkie-talkie?
He must be on a walkie-talkie. He's not even a half a mile away from me, and he's given me only a 7. He says he doesn't get any modulation.
Oh, no.
You'll be trying to talk on the 160 meter antenna.
Hey, he did really well on 10 meters on that 160 antenna. I was surprised. I was on my wire. JR was, everybody was on their wire. And all us locals here heard each other, no problem. Oh, just for FYI, just because I wasn't here, doesn't mean the gate wasn't rolling.
Oh. Yeah, I was kind of just listening, and I started working on something.
Now.
It's hard to leave that band when I'm on it. I enjoy it so much.
Is that Night Train?
Yeah, that's me. I'm trying. Well, you back to full strength now. What about modulation? Yeah, you too strong. I can't see it. You were peeking out my meter here.
What'd you do?
I switched because the little golden black radio started acting dumb. It wasn't letting me have my receive back when I unkey. You know, you have to smack it on the side of the head.
This is what, the Imperial?
Yeah, the Imperial was giving me difficulty, so I switched to the Olsen sidebander. But I'm not sure what we got here.
What were you on when you were really weak?
I was on this one, but the switch wasn't engaged by mistake.
Oh, okay.
Skyrider, is it too much for you? No, it's okay. I just don't get any swing while you're peeking out the meter, you know. Oh yeah, got that. Oh, there we go. Is the audio all right on this, or should I change the microphone?
It's acceptable.
Yeah, sounds all right to me. I wouldn't change anything.
All right. So we can leave it like this. I ran into difficulties with the Imperial not unkeying. It didn't want to unkey.
No, it's got a mind all its own.
Actually, it unkeyed. It just didn't want to give me my receive back, and you have to flick around with the microphone, you know, and then it'll come back, and then it'll go away again. I'm like, you know what? Let me switch it out. So I put the Olsen in because it uses the same power plug and everything, and the same microphone, really. But if this mic works, then I don't have to worry about putting the golden microphone on the gray radio.
I'd say spray some deoxit on the relay contacts.
Yeah, Yeah, sounds like a dirty relay.
That's just it. The relay is brand new. That's the one that I sent down to S9, and he put a new relay in, and it did not correct the problem.
Oh, no.
So it does the same thing. It's a good thing it wasn't an airplane. Hello there, Stefan. Somebody went to another channel and started bleeding.
It's not me. I'm right here.
Yeah, not me either.
Not me.
And the previous frequency you were on would not bleed here.
What you talking about? Man, I heard Rooster say 10-4.
Uh-oh, you're losing your audio.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard Rooster say 10-4 on 160.
What? No way.
Yes, I did. I recognized his voice.
So his transmitter, he's transmitting here, and you heard him on 160 meters at your place.
Very, very faintly. I could identify his...
Might have been me.
No. Us.
The mic's breaking up.
All right, hold on. Let me get that other mic.
Well, I keyed up a couple of times and I was tuning up, and Rooster was talking to Red Baron or whatever, and he was in the background, and it might have been coming over my microphone.
That I believe. But him bleeding over down to 160 from here, I don't care what kind of splatter transmitter he's running. That's kind of difficult to do.
Yeah. Train could hear me. Probably the only one.
I have to believe that was the case. Train can hear you on your 80 meter stick on 160.
And I was tuning it up.
I wish I'd have known you were trying to transmit. I would have tried to pay more attention, but I didn't hear nothing out of you. So if there was something, that would have caught my attention for sure.
All right, now, let's see if she acts right. I put the other microphone on.
Not so far so good.
So that was you trying to tune up on... You were trying to tune up on 160 with your 80 meter?
Yeah.
And Rooster was on the CB and said 10-4?
Well, he was in that conversation, and I was keyed up, and I guess the microphone was. I didn't kill the microphone audio, and I guess it was in the background while I was twiddling knobs and stuff, and you probably heard him in the background.
Yeah, I recognized him. I'm like, man. All right, so we got this under control. The microphone needs probably to be cleaned, the contacts, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, most likely. A shot of deoxit will fix you right up.
Yeah, shot of deoxit fixed up my symmetrics issues.
Oh, Pete, I got one of them symmetrics. If it's the same thing, is it a processor, like a compressor?
It's an expander, compressor, limiter.
Yeah, I use one of them in my studio. Is it like a light blue gray, the front of it?
It's black with blue trim. It's model number 425.
All right, yeah. They got so many different ones, but some of them, are very well known among the artists, and they collect that kind of stuff because it gives them the results that they're looking for versus some of the digital stuff.
Well, you hook that up to that Heathkit DX100, and you're going to go off to a whole nother ball game.
Well, I'm already off in a whole nother band. I'm up on 80 and I'm on 160 at the same time, man. Watch me go.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. If not at the same time.
Yeah, if I could just say getting on down up there on 80, they'll never catch me.
Down getting on the ham bands. There you go.
Yeah, but they don't know where I was coming from since I was on two frequency.
Yeah, Dave went up there to listen on 80, and you were on a frequency with some other people too. And they're probably they're like, who the hell's this joker?
Yeah, and if I would have been using my call, they probably would have sent me a little letter in the mail.
Well, as long as you're identifying what was going on, actually was not illegal. Was it good amateur practice? No. Was it illegal? Also no.
Well, they wouldn't have known that he was on a harmonic. They would have figured he was just having a conversation with people they couldn't hear.
Yeah, probably.
They might have just said he ghost talking.
And they'd be in there going, the frequencies in use, frequencies in use.
And he'd never hear him say it.
No, I'd be like ignorant. Well, anyhow, hopefully you'll get that straightened out. It doesn't matter. I like the icon.
Well, yeah, I can imagine the ICOM is in a way nicer to use, but once we get that Heath kit squared away, I think you might enjoy that for whole different reasons.
That's right, on a different reason. Alright, so now it looks like I got a radio for Classic Radio Roundup tonight. We switched to the Olsen Sidebander.
I bet Dave can guess what radio I'm on.
With a scratchy mic?
Yeah, every time I'm on this radio, it's the same thing.
You mean all that garbage and all of that crook stuff?
Well, it's just the key up. It's just a little, I don't know. I've cleaned it on this mic, and this particular mic is wired to this radio and fits no others. So that ought to be the clue.
So you're on the Regency 123.
Nope.
Oh.
The Regency 123's got a 3-pin to 4-pin adapter. I can use all my Cobra mics on it.
Ah.
So what are you running tonight, Pete?
It's the only radio I have with this funky, is it 4-pin or 5-pin? Crazy plug that is unlike any other. Tram Titan.
Oh no, that's a disgrace to the tram, all that noise. But I could get 5/7 on you. That'll straighten you right out.
Yes.
He'll fix everything at 5/7 jumping for you. It's like he picked up a child and gave him a good spanking and put him back down, said, now go fix it. Man.
Oh, no.
He's my sensei. I'm just a grasshopper.
Yeah, and Pete go right straight to work. Skyrider, is everything all right? I lost Skyrider.
Skyrider.
All right, so what you running tonight, Dave?
I'm running the Cobra 2000. Is it sounding okay?
It sounds excellent.
Yeah. There was a cap in there that I had replaced probably 10 years ago. I've had this radio for a while now. I got it from Tim before he passed away. And it had a lot of, 10-volt caps in it that were questionable. I replaced about 3 or 4 of them at the time. And for whatever reason, one of the caps that I replaced 10 years ago was starting to go bad again. I'm quite as shocked by that, but I had to replace it yet again.
Uh-oh, Dave. Specifications are subject to change. Terms and conditions may apply.
And normally they do.
Yeah, so who else is running the classic radio tonight?
Hopefully we all are. Now I'm off to my next project. My audio frequency generator, it went up in smoke, literally. The resistor burned up in it, and I don't know why. So something shorted out in there, and I got to fix it because this is how I determine my audio frequency range when I'm working with high fidelity stuff. It sucks to not have my audio generator working.
It just generate a tone, or is it inject the tone into the circuit?
Well, it's just a generator. I mean, I can hook a cable to it and do whatever I want with it.
All right.
But the other day I turned it on and I said, what the hell is that burning? And I see little wisps of magic smoke coming out of the thing. And I looked inside. I'm like, what burned up? What burned up? And I finally saw this little tiny resistor all black. And I'm like, okay, I guess there's something shorted. I gotta scour the internet and see if I can find a schematic for this thing because it's got a lot of stuff in it.
And you never would know the value of that resistor because of the fact that it's black?
It's completely burned up. But I'm not just going to replace the resistor because obviously the resistor burned up because too much current got drawn through it. So something downstream of the resistor shorted out somewhere. I just did a quick check of all the transistors in the general vicinity. None of them were bad, but something went wacky and tabacky land in here.
Well, could it be possible that that resistor just decided to, take a hit and go down by itself because of heat or whatever?
Well, the only way that would happen is if it changed value to such a low value that it drew current through it and it burned up. But I won't say that that's not possible, but I'd say it's highly unlikely.
They're more likely something in the chain got to it.
Yeah, so I want to see what I can do about fixing it because it's old. I think this was made back in the 70s, but it's done its job, man. I rely on it, so I want to get it working again.
Bite Buster, you still out there?
I'm listening.
All right. Well, I had a bunch of confusion. I ended up having to switch radios, man. That's why I disappeared for a little bit.
Yeah, you sounded kind of fuzzy to me when, everybody was saying, yeah, you sound good. But out here on the, the outskirts of Pluto, you sounded a little fuzzy.
Yeah, so is it sounding all right now? We're not fuzzy any longer? Fuzzy?
Well, you're kind of weak.
I'm giving it all I got. I don't have any more to give you, though. That part, I'm doing the best I can.
Captain, I can't give it any more.
This is it. I got my foot all the way down.
She gonna blow.
I can't give it any more, Captain, or she'll blow.
That guy doing the best he can.
Yeah. I remember him. I still hear from him on the phone, Roger.
Who's that?
Doing the best I can. Oh man, I'm trying to think of his name. He was out there in the Quakertown area, and he would always say, doing the best I can.
Is his name George?
Yes, that's his name, George.
I forget what his handle was, but he's a ham. I used to hear him on 2 meters occasionally, but I haven't heard him in a while.
Yeah, it was G-Rock, George Rock. G-Rock 217, doing the best I can.
217, that's it. That's what he used to go by.
Yeah, I remember him.
I heard that phrase, and immediately that's what came to mind.
Yeah, that was him. I didn't know you knew him.
I talked to him several times. I'd say years ago, but I don't know how long it was.
Yeah, it was years. In fact, he every now and then, like a holiday come around, Father's Day or something like that, he'll give me a text message. That guy don't stay in one place too long.
I know he was always commuting to New York City.
Well, that was his hometown. I think that's where he grew up. But sometimes you catch him down south and other places. I don't know, something about him. He was on the move.
I remember one time he said he got pulled over, and the cop said, "What's all that stuff in there?" And he explained to him about all the radios.
And what did the cop do?
Nothing.
He's probably like, wow. Yeah.
So I was just picturing all this equipment taking up the passenger side,
Yeah. Amplifier on the seat, microphones, all kinds of wires and cables, antennas.
He probably thought he was like a spy or something,
Yeah, I better just leave him alone. I don't know.
Too much paperwork to fill out.
That's right. He seems perfectly harmless.
Probably had, like one of those big whip antennas on the back.
Yeah. Incidentally, 20aug25 told me to tell you hello, Bagger.
Well, if he fixes the damn antenna, he can come up here and do it himself.
I made him confirm that he was going to put vertical elements on that beam, and he is.
Well, that's good.
Specifications are subject to change, terms and conditions may apply. Printing copies unavailable. Responsible replies are invited.
Hey, Train.
What's up, Rooster?
Which radio do you think this is?
It might be the SBE. I'm not sure.
That's the T-Berry T control.
All right. Yeah, it sounds good.
I put an old one there instead of the 95.
I tell you what, this one almost went down the road, but I think I'm going to keep it.
What you're talking on?
Yeah.
Sounds good over here. Oh, that's one you had on. Sounds good.
Yeah, but it was I'm having trouble with the unkey, and have had trouble with the unkey. I sent it back, and he put a new relay in it, and I'm still having trouble with it. So, in other words, my receive is intermittent. Something takes place, and you got to jiggle the mic, and you got to slap the thing on the side of its head, and and then the receive will come back, and I'm like, no, I ain't sending it back out.
That could take a while to find that.
Yeah, them intermittent kind of problems, man, are much more difficult. I think I'd rather have a burnt out resistor.
That guy had a Lincoln like 20 years ago, brand new, and they couldn't figure out why the shocks kept going down. Here, underneath the back seat on the floor, a little screw went right through the airline.
Yeah, you could never know that. I wonder how they found it.
Up underneath the back seat in the material, underneath the rug,
Yeah, next thing you know, you see the screw sticking out.
They just caught the corner of the hose.
It's a good thing that wasn't a rocket or a spaceship.
Well, it happened.
Yeah, man, one of the lines with the oxygen.
On the wrong move.
Bagger, I think I need to give this one more airtime.
Oh, why's that?
It's got some beautiful sounding incoming. The incoming is beautiful.
Oh, well, that's good, man. I'll tell you, receive quality is my biggest appeal anymore. If the receiver's fun to listen to, that radio is like on the top of the list.
That's what I'm saying, man. And it's got that warm body wholesome audio coming in, which means that you sound like Wi-Fi or hi-fi.
They probably have 4 Bose speakers up.
There's too many of them that's supposed to sound like this that don't. You know, tube radios, they're supposed to be the ones that have this warm audio. And all of them don't have it. That Yellowbird doesn't have it.
They can run this through that varmint.
Roger on the varmint. Pete must have went back to 160. Where you at, Pete? So Bagger, you tried to tune up on us.
Yeah, I was throwing dead keys, man. I was gonna go 1999999, but you know, it's kind of like you know, going on classic radio roundup with 100 milliwatt walkie-talkie. It just isn't gonna do anything.
But I heard it.
Well, it would make sense that you'd be the only one that could, because you're the closest to me, I guess. But yeah.
I thought maybe Rooster was touching my wire, you know, outside. You know, some strange phenomenon where his, and the thing of it is, the average person would not have heard it at all. But I recognized his voice.
Mike here really wakes this radio up.
Yeah, it sounds nice, Rooster.
That Turner CS1 custom special, Mike.
Is that the one that's like a beige or a slightly gold color?
10-4.
Yeah, well, them Turner microphones are good anyway, man. I favor Turner for bass response.
It really matches up with this radio good.
So when you gonna get your Browning back, man?
I don't know. Hope so. We'll have to send it to Florida.
Think I should hold my breath?
Next time we talk to Pete, I'll ask him what he wants to do. Oh, who's in Florida? Matt B's in Florida. Is that what you're talking about?
Is he a state trooper on the side?
He used to be. I think he's retired now.
Well, then maybe he can get some of that radio work done. Maybe you could send it to him, Pete.
Sounds like the problem's in the relay or something from what Pete and I talked about it last.
What was it doing?
The receiver wouldn't disengage. You know, you keyed it up and the receiver, it was like the ping would go on forever. It was just feeding back through the receiver.
He was pinging away.
They told me the Mark 4s aren't supposed to ping. Not from the factory, they didn't.
No, they didn't. The people put the ping in because they wanted their Browning to have a ping. Nobody wanted Browning without a ping.
It's part of the whole appeal of a Browning.
Yeah, now he's got a radio that pings naturally, and he wants me to get rid of it.
Get rid of my ping.
Not completely. Just let it stop after a half second.
Well, he wants me to get rid of it, and I can do that.
Yeah, you could put like a 10 microfarad capacitor in place, and that. I think the factory one's a 4 microfarad, 4 or 5, and then that will completely eliminate the ping.
We're talking about his Heathkit Hallicrafters. There's no capacitor. So the solution is there's an extra contact in that TR relay for the antenna switching that's normally open, and 5/7 suggests putting a resistor across the speaker lead, so it shorts out the speaker while it drops to B plus and changes the antenna over.
Where We're talking about Rooster's Browning.
Oh, well, I'm talking about Night Train's boat anchor.
You mean Steve's boat anchor?
Yeah, UKB's boat anchor.
You know what? I'm not used to that, Steve. And all these letters and numbers. Yeah, boy. But I was happy to hear from that guy in Long Island.
Yeah, you're gonna find out Long Island is in your neighborhood now.
Yeah, well, Bagger was trying to make the trip, and he couldn't make it, and the guy from Long Island was all in there.
Because he's basically using a dummy load for an antenna.
Or maybe he could put some wire inside of that dummy load. Hey, Bagger, what about like a wooden pipe with a long wire wrapped around it?
Let me pick up Bagger. That's essentially what this 80-meter stick is. It's a fiberglass pole with a whole lot of wire wrapped around it.
Yeah, long wire, right?
Well, it's not that long because it's designed to be used on a mobile. It's like the size of a 102-inch whip.
Yeah, but if you uncoiled that wire, how long would it be?
I don't know, and I'm not going to find out.
You should find out. That way you'll have the theory on it. Yeah, I unwind that thing, and it took me almost all the way down to here.
Yeah, I have to try an end-fed quarter wave.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, you were getting over there. I don't know how your tuner was taking it, but I heard you.
I had to use two tuners. My manual tuner would only bring the match down to about 2 to 1, and then the internal tuner in the radio brought it down the rest of the way.
What did you do, Bagger? You know, I wonder, Dave. I wonder if that white wire was laying on the ground, how much different would it made since the yellow one is up in the tree?
White wire?
Yeah, remember Pete put 2 wires up as a dipole. One of them is all out down in the pine trees. It turned left and then it go this way. You know, and then the yellow one kind of makes a nice straight little sweep over to the maple on the other side. Well, that white one doesn't seem to really want nothing to do with all of this. I wonder what would happen if it was laying on the ground.
I'm sure it wouldn't help it. Antennas want to be up in the air.
The dirty wire. Suppose they were going the same direction. You know, or maybe like a slice of a pie, a little 30-degree angle or something. You think they still work, or would they interfere with one another?
It ain't gonna work like it works now. It's gonna ruin it. It's a dipole. It's 2 halves of an antenna. The yellow wire is basically the center conductor of the hot side. The white wire is the ground side. It needs both halves.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the other half went the other direction. You know, like a 30-degree angle, so that it wouldn't have to be tangled up in them pines.
Well, the thing to do would be to throw it up over those pines, so more of it's up higher. Right now, it's sort of compromised, but it's working out well because your hot side is up high and where it's supposed to be, and the ground side is just doing whatever. But it's still screwing up your pattern. It's not a textbook dipole type pattern. It's going to be weird somehow. But like, I wouldn't ruin it worse. I would figure out a way to make it better.
Well, I think that we could let it shoot over them pine trees. Incidentally, Pete, I got your arrow back, man. We got that arrow. It's in the garage.
Oh, one that went somewhere and we don't remember where? Oh, or did it get stuck in the tree and I broke it off? I think it got stuck in the tree.
Well, it came down. Mrs. Train put it in the garage.
All right. Well, every once in a while, I get to recover an arrow.
Like this arrow right here, man. This is Pete's arrow. That's the arrow that he lost.
I shot an arrow into the air and missed.
Yeah, but I'll get it eventually. Didn't take that many tries.
Yeah, I got some little ideas, Pete, that we're gonna revisit that, and we're gonna send that wire over them pines, the opposite direction. I don't think nobody would care. That guy got 10 acres back there. He won't even hardly see the white wire.
No, and if you can get that white wire up and over them pines, your overall radiation pattern will work better. So I got a question, Dave, and maybe Joker if you're there. So I found some extra things and I made a double male, and I hooked up to that reverb amplifier, but there's a hum. So, but if I have a RCA to RCA double female, and if I hook the RCAs together and just go straight through, there's no hum. But if I have the RCAs hooked to that reverb amplifier, there's hum. Why is that?
An open ground or something.
Either open ground or closed ground. One of the wires in the XLR, if it's an XLR that's made for non-phantom power, they usually ground the two poles together. I forget which one it is. So you could be having either a ground loop or, like Bagger just said, no ground.
Well, these are store-bought cables. I bought two XLR to RCAs. And if I hooked the RCA to just make it like one cable, XLR to RCA, RCA to XLR, make it one cable, there's no hum. As soon as I disconnect that, the hum is introduced. And as soon as I connect that to the reverb amplifier, there's hum. So why is there hum? How do I get rid of it?
Inadequate shielding?
I have a XLR to quarter inch down there, so it's a non-balanced cable using an XLR cable. I mean, I have an XLR to quarter inch jack, and the cable is a 3-wire shielded, negative, positive with shield. And I know they terminate in the XLR the two pins together. So you might need to unsolder one of the pins. It might be throwing the center conductor. So it's probably a shield, a red, and a white. So you might want to remove what would be the ground center cable and just use the shield as the ground.
So I'm trying to follow along here. I know the XLR is three wires, like you said, the red, the white, and the shield or I don't know what else to call it. It's the uninsulated wire. So you're saying, so yeah, there's 3 wires on the one side, but then an RCA is 2 wires. So you're saying one of those wires is floating or tied to another wire or something, and I need to untie it or something?
Correct. That could be. I would say, if you give me a minute, maybe I'll quick go down and see if I can locate that cable that I know I have that is wired that way. So pretty much you have your ground and your audio signal going through the middle of that wire with 2 small, 22 gauge wires connected or running side by side. So if one of them is the ground and one of them is the audio, you could be introducing a hum because there's no shield. So you remove that middle one that is using the ground and you connect the shield and only have the shield as the ground. That might that might isolate that issue.
All right, I can take this connector apart pretty easy and look at what's where. The RCA side, though, not so much, I don't think. Does that unscrew? Oh, yes, it does. All right, let me take a look here and see what's going on. So, well, it unscrews, but you can't see anything. Oh, crap. It doesn't completely unscrew, so I can't see what's going on. Time for the continuity meter. But I can undo the XLR side and see what's going on there. All right, that gives me, so assuming like all 3 wires are hooked up, one of those has got to float basically.
Yeah, kind of. Well, you know how shielded wire works. The shield makes the unintroduces the hum or the phase issue or whatever, however you want to describe it. You could be introducing a hum because you're going all it's unbalanced.
How many pins is it?
Oh yeah, you know what? It's all messed up.
3 pins.
You know what I mean? I'll be right back.
Well, I'm looking at the XLR side of things, and only 2 wires are hooked up. It looks like the shield and the red on the XLR side. So they're not even using 3 wires.
Okay, so that's just a 2-wire cable then. The shield in the center. All right, 10-4.
So how is it combining the differential XLR audio to a non-balanced 2-pin? I thought you had to use a balun to fix that properly.
Theoretically, you could, where you throw it into like a DI kind of box, and that would balance the signal.
Yeah, because I know if you put one lead up in the ground, you're only getting half the audio. You're getting half of the audio, and I think sometimes you can tie them both together. That would work.
Well, technically, since it's only a mono signal, XLR, like I said, the main reason for XLR is a lot of the microphones have a little transformer in it. So as it goes through that microphone cable, you need the shield and the ground together, not together, but you need the shield and the ground to cancel out the hum. And without that, you're not going to cancel out the hum, which is why, the XLRs are usually better for long runs and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, the whole point about having differential audio like that, that's what it's called. It's differential audio, is because hum is usually introduced by common mode currents. And when you have a differential audio setup, like what you get with an XLR, that cancels out common mode currents, because the hum is common mode, and the differential will negate that, and that's the whole point behind that. It's supposed to prevent hum.
So the question is, how do I fix my situation?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, because right now, like I said, I have a cable in the basement. It's a microphone cable. It's an old school, and a lot of the PA systems, especially the low-end stuff, only had quarter-inch jacks, and they were TS jacks. They weren't tip-ring sleeve. So to plug it into a microphone like a handheld SM58 or whatnot that has that transformer and everything in it, they would tie the two poles together of the XLR, and that would usually help out a little bit.
Oh, so on the XLR plug, let's say, if that pin that has nothing on it to it's XLR to RCA jack, so that pin that has nothing on it on that XLR, I should tie that to the shield wire then?
No.
Yeah, that would only work if you had a 3-wire conductor. Let me give me a second. I want to go down and see if I can grab that cable.
Well, I'm just looking for a solution here.
Yeah, because the middle pin is usually the shield, and then 2 outer pins are your plus and minus audio. Sometimes you can tie the plus and minus audio together, and and then the shield is on the middle pin, and that will sometimes work, but it all depends on how it's set up. Or you just find the positive one and use the positive one and leave the other one open.
Well, in this particular situation here, I got to cover off the XLR side of the RCA to XLR, and pins 1 and 2, which are the top 2, have a white and a shield. And then pin 3, which is, oh no, it is tied together. It's already tied together. Now that I got it all apart, So they got pins 1 and 3 tied together, which go to the shield. And pin 2 is the white or center conductor of the coaxial wire that goes to the RCA plug. So how do I fix this?
It seems backwards because I thought pin 2 was the ground.
Just telling you how I see it's wired. Pin 2 is looks like the hot, and then pins 1 and 3 are tied together, which is on the shield. This is a factory plug.
Okay.
Should I disconnect that pin 3 jumper?
Okay, pin 2 is hot. And 3 is... Oh, all right, that was backwards then. The middle pin is not ground. Pin 1 is ground.
Yeah, I was wondering about that bagger.
All right, so how do I fix this situation? Disconnect that jumper between 1 and 3 or no?
That's what I would do.
Yeah, that might help. I mean, you're not going to get a positive do this answer. You're going to have to play around.
Yeah, all right. Of course. There's no straightforward way of doing it. Of course.
See, that would be a start, though, to disconnect them too. Right, Buster? What did you say?
I said your polarity is wrong.
He said the polarity is wrong, Pete. I think you should disconnect the 2 that's connected.
Dynamite. That means just switch the 2 wires around and be done with it.
He said switch those 2 wires around and be done with it.
I have a hard time believing that a factory wired wiring harness is wrong.
We used to plug our guitars and stuff into the amps, and they would hum like crazy. We flip the polarity, boom, done, gone.
That's right.
Well, yeah, normally if you reverse polarity, that fixes hum, but we're trying to make sure we got it right here.
Yeah, we have a switch in our amplifier, Mike, that reverses the polarity and gets rid of the hum. Somebody wired it into the amplifier.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, they do. It reverses it and that get rid of the hum. It's almost as if it cancels it out.
I'm pulling back out.
I wonder where JR is. Haven't heard from him for a few nights.
According to this diagram I'm looking at, you short 1 and 2 together, or 1 and 3 together, and that becomes your shield. And then pin 2 is the tip. I think that's the way Pete's got it already.
He's over there trying something now.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2.
And then here's another one that says short 1 and 2 together. Oh my God.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Well, those guys that wrote that are humans just like we are.
Well, terms and conditions may apply. Specifications are subject to change.
Yeah, the whole idea is to cancel out the hum. Whatever does it, that's fine. I just wonder how is he entering into his system with that chain of outboard equipment. How exactly is he entering in?
Oh, and here's yet another one. They say take pin 1 and tie it to a shield. and that would be the shielded part. And then pin 2 and 3, pin 2 goes to the tip of the RCA, and pin 3 goes to the ring of the RCA, but not connected to the shield.
I think he's going to mess around until he get it.
So there's a whole lot of diverse ways of doing this.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, we got little switches in our amplifiers for the guitars. And you can reverse the polarity. And it takes the hum out.
Well, yeah, tube amplifiers, you used to do that. If you didn't have the switch, you could take the plug out of the wall socket and reverse it and put it back in. Does the same thing.
Yeah, they just did it with a switch. But that wasn't even a tube amp. That's a polytone transistorized bass amplifier. And it's got this switch on it. If you get that hum, you flip that switch and it reverses polarity.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't go down that road, because I knew that's not what he's dealing with. You know, he's not doing a guitar amp.
Well, eliminating that jumper didn't fix it.
It did.
No, the jump between, was it 1 and 3, didn't help.
Do you get any audio through at all, or is it just a hum, or is the hum coming in with the audio?
Oh, I got audio. It goes through. I got the audio, but that's coming out of my headphones that I'm monitoring with. But you can hear it. But let's see here. You can see what I'm trying to. Oh, that's not working, is it? One. That's not working. Anyway, I can't give you the demonstration, but I can hear myself through it all. But there's that hum.
Hey, can you ground both of the chassis of those units together?
Oh, maybe.
You might want to try that. Drill a little tiny hole and run a wire from one metal body to the neck. A little tiny screw, a little bit of wire, and run it from one of those units to the next unit. Ground all of them together.
Usually just looking for somewhere to go.
Well, over here, way out here on the north side with the waves I go.
Yeah,
I heard a down getter out there.
yeah, I hear him. He's been jumping up and down for a while, but I've been, distracted with other things going on. But I hear my son-in-law jumping up and down out there.
Oh, no.
You're full of glory. I've been out here for 10 days. They jumped up and down like that. Let me tell lies.
I've been hearing you jumping up and down for at least 15 minutes now.
That means he's been ignoring you.
Yep, I have. I ain't got time for my son-in-law right now. Trying to fix an audio problem. I need to get rid of that. It's never easy. It's never straightforward.
No, if it was, it'd be easy, and then it would be fun.
Really wanted to use that reverb amp. There I go, trying to be somebody I'm not, and that's what happens.
Well, step by step.
Those steps.
Bagger, I sure wish you could join us on that 160 somehow.
No, forget this.
What's going on now?
You just wanted to get in there and echo, right? A little reverb, baby.
Well, that's awful.
Yeah, it's squealing. Maybe I turn. Oh, there we go. Turn the mic gain down. Yeah, now we can have some reverb.
Better get 5/7 on you too.
Yeah. Reverb.
What's Pete want with reverb anyway on 160?
Because he wants to get in there and sound like Charger. You know, he's going to be in there and, you know, do this stuff. Drugs. Yeah, you two can sound like you're talking from the bottom of a trash can.
That's right. For a limited time, only buy one Echo board and get the next one free.
Oh, there we go. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, reverb.
Oh,
We used to do Space Invaders with the reverb back in the day.
Boy. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we are the Space Invaders. Over.
Oh, Night Train gets all the kudos. I took one of the I took a jumper, an alligator clip jumper from the RCA plug ground and wrapped it on there. Got it to bite, and then put it on my transmitter ground. Huh! I eliminated the hum.
Uh-huh.
Specifications are subject to change. Terms and conditions may apply.
Yeah.
That was $395.
Well, he's been helping me over here.
10-4.
Studio stuff is more my thing.
It's not completely eliminated, but it's barely noticeable. So something along those lines is what needs to be done.
So what? You took a clip lead and clipped the shield of the cable to chassis ground?
The outside of the RCA jack, I got an alligator clipped on there, and then I got a BNC connector on the back of the DIY, and I clipped it to the body of that, and that killed the hum. It's still a little bit there, but it's not like it was. It's not completely gone, but almost.
Oh, so you had a ground loop. Okay.
All that stuff, Pete. Ground all of it. Everybody.
Yeah, but how do I fix that right?
Well, I think you know, if they got metal chassis, you could just run a little wire from, drill a little tiny hole in a screw.
There has to be a more right way than that.
3-inch braid.
But anyway, we're going to be in here for a few minutes. Maybe I'll go over to the B&W and play in that sandbox a little.
Go play, Pete. Sure beats that hum. There, Bagger, I like the Olsum side bander, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You hear them out there?
Who?
The people.
What people?
Downgetters, etc.
No.
Oh, you're lucky.
My beam's pointed east. I don't hear any of that nonsense from the south.
Roger that, yeah. So let's see, what can we do, Bagger? Maybe we could turn your coax into a 160. By disconnecting one half of it and putting it on the balance.
check. Oh man. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. It's not gonna work, is it?
Heard him in a little while. Wonder what he's been up to. I know he had some kind of antenna problem a while back. He's been weaker than he used to be. Maybe he never fixed it.
Well, he had been coming in periodically, and everybody would go back in the bushes.
Back in the bushes.
Yeah, I'm back in the bush.
As Skeeter would say, back in the bushes.
I talked to Skeeter last week.
Well, apparently that stupid experiment's not gonna work out.
Nah, you were getting too much RF feedback.
Oh yeah, big time.
It wasn't happy, not in the least.
Well, the whole place went crazy over here. Even my Yaesu freaked out and froze on the startup screen. I'm like, oh crap.
Oh no.
Where are you getting all that hot RF from? You didn't used to have that problem.
I have no idea. I have no idea what happened, but it was ugly.
Somebody's not grounded.
Yeah, something's weird there, because if you hook that up to this antenna here for this band, it's, you never had an RF feedback problem before.
I don't know. I was probably getting, I don't know, maybe I'm getting RF into all that stinking audio rack stuff. Who knows? Hey, things went nuts around here, though. Lights were flickering, radios were freezing, and it was just noisy, and it was bad. It was just no good.
Yeah, sometimes RF will go into the outboard equipment, Pete.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw that. Because that XLR cable stuff is terrible.
Yeah, and some of that equipment is not shielded.
Yeah, that's not made for an RF environment. Not really.
No, they don't want you keying down on them with 200, 300 watts.
Well, I wasn't doing that. BMW don't do that much power. But anyway, well, it was an experiment I wanted to try, and, well, it's not really necessary, so I'll just kick that idea to the curb and move on.
Well, one thing, whatever you did tonight on 160, to me you sounded really good. I should have recorded it, but I was a little pressed for time.
Well, like as 20aug25 said, in his opinion, I'm almost there to where I'll get his stamp of approval, and he's got like some crazy weird standard for audio. If you can meet it, if you're going for that, and he's going to push me to get there, and since I'm going down this road, why not?
And what made it so bad? Let me turn my amp off to say this. Pete, in my opinion, you sounded better than him.
Well, I appreciate that. And he sent the gate. I don't know if he sent you a gate too, but with you and I talking, and I think I sound better than you on 160, but you're not far away. you know, I'm not trying to take away from how you sounded, which was good, but I like, wow, you know how you don't want to listen to your own voice? It just sounds like, ugh, when you hear your own voice normally. But I heard my own voice after all that. I'm like, wow, that's the best I've ever sounded in my life.
That's right. And the thing of it is, you were right. You did sound better than me. You know, and you sounded good. And in my receiver, you were sounding better than 20aug25, and Chuck was sounding better than both of y'all, but he don't talk enough.
That's why I like running to Washington.
Yeah, but you also did that the right way, not trying to stuff it in the front end like everybody else does.
No, I made the radio do the work.
That's right, Bagger.
But in my case on the DIY, it's opened up in the mic regular mic jack to do that. It's meant to do that, unlike a lot of CB radios from the factory.
Yeah, obviously the DIY is very sensitive to the low end because you got to pull a lot of it down.
Yeah, but that was a point of discussion tonight too. Initially, it wasn't like that though. It initially was not like that. Something changed.
Oh, really?
Yes. When I first set up with the EQ, I had to add bottom end. And then something changed along the way to where now I got too much bottom end.
Are you using a different mic now? You're using that one from Doug?
Yeah, but that's actually like better than the original mic. It's not the mic issue. The mic is not the issue.
Well, to me, you didn't have too much bottom end. That's the problem I was having with it, but I wouldn't say anything because he's God on that channel.
Well, see, that's right, but I had to do some funkery to get there. I have to pull up my low cut, and I also have my EQ on the low end all bottomed out, which shouldn't need to be. Shouldn't need to be like that.
Well, you sounded real good. You had more bass than he did, but yours sounded more smoother, and yours sounded more like what we were looking for in the first place.
That's high praise indeed. I appreciate that. So I'm pretty much there now. It's just sort of like, I guess, some sort of tomfoolery tweaking around or whatever. But I personally am pretty satisfied with the way that sounded on that video gate. I'm like, oh my god.
And if you were over at my little shack and you would have listened to the two of you, you would have been very happy with your audio, man. That thing sounds like an FM radio station.
Wow, that's high praise indeed. Thank you.
Unfortunately, I couldn't give you a good critique because your signal was in the noise. That's a shame, but you know, everybody's got. See, here's the problem with audio. You know, everybody's got their opinions and and their preferences, and some people like a certain sound, others like it a little bit differently, and it doesn't necessarily mean that one's right and one's wrong, and that's. You know, you really shouldn't go by one person's opinion as the sole judge of whether or not you set your equipment up right, because you know, what's right for one may not be right for another.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly, and I take all that into account. But you know, getting a few different opinions matters, and what people think. So I'm in the right ballpark. I'm pretty much probably really there. But I'm going to fool around a little bit more, only because of the fact that I don't personally like the idea of the EQ being pulled all the way down on the bottom end. I should be able to tune it better. I don't know if that makes sense. And I shouldn't have to use that low cut. And why I didn't have to do that in the beginning and now I do, I don't understand. I don't know what's different. So, but all that said, you know, I'll play in the sandbox. I don't want to screw it up though. That'll really make me mad because here I am. It actually sounds pretty good. I just don't like where the controls are showing me for the settings. So maybe that shouldn't even matter. I'd just be happy that it's where it is, I guess.
When did it change though? When you added the limiter?
No, before that. Now, as stupid as this may sound, and I can't imagine that it has any effect, but before I used it on the B&W, I had everything, the low cut wasn't in, and all the EQ on the low end was pushed up. And I went and used the B&W. And then you had me push the bottom end up more for the B&W. And then we did that. We played around. And then I went back to the DIY. And then all of a sudden, I had to change all the settings. I had to pull it all back. Now, why that would make a difference is it makes no sense.
The circuitry in the radio and signal chain. Hey, I found something for you.
I'm listening.
So I knew I had one. So I have a male XLR to RCA jack. And when I take the XLR apart, pin 1 or pin 2 is the center audio. Pin 3 is the shield. And then on pin 1, they have a small little jumper that goes from pin 3 to pin 1.
That's different than mine.
Yeah, this is a professional road noise instrument cable. And it's only a 2 conductor, so they're jumping pin 3 and 1 together with a little jumper.
Yeah, that sounds different than what I got going on. Mine was what? 1 and 3 were tied together, and 2 was the audio hot, if you will.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. 1 and 3 tied together, and 2 being the audio hot.
That's what I said, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what I had going on, and then I cut the jumper from 1 to 3, and that didn't make any difference. But then I grounded the case of the RCA jack to the basically the ground of the transmitter, and it all but eliminated the hum. It certainly reduced it to a really low level.
And that's what you need to do, honestly. That you're using the shielding as the ground end. So that could honestly be a ground shielding issue inside the reverb unit.
Ground loop.
Yeah, well, what's the right way to eliminate that ground loop without an alligator clip going between the reverb and the transmitter?
Alligator clip.
Take a nice little piece of wire with a nice little eyelet, screw it to a screw on the reverb unit, and then screw it to the where you had the other alligator clip. Then it looks nice.
Oh, so that is the real answer. Ground the reverb unit to the everything else. But then there's still a little bit of hum. How do I eliminate it completely?
Ground all of it, Pete.
Is that reverb unit 19-inch rack mountable?
No, it's not.
Yeah, see if you could rack mount it, then that would solid ground everything.
Yeah, everybody be grounded.
Oh, it's got a nice, pretty wooden case.
Yeah, well, he's not grounded. They all need to be connected together so that there is no differences in the ground between point A and point B. However many you have in there, they should all have one common ground. Even if you have to run a little tiny wire from one to the next, to the next, to the next, until everybody's grounded.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll do that and go from there. But it doesn't seem this outboard racking stuff doesn't seem to like the B&W. But that's probably because it's going. I don't know. But I'll play with the DIY. That seems to like it.
That's why I took all my better audio stuff downstairs, because none of my stuff liked any of my radios.
Doesn't the B&W want high impedance?
I'm not sure about the answer to that. I can use any of my amplified D104s on it with no problem. But this rack mounting gear, I was able to use it at one point, and now I've reached a point where it makes issues.
Next thing you know, Berger, we'll have a matching transformer in there so the B&W can take it.
Just get a DI box.
There you are.
What's a DI box?
It changes high impedance to low impedance.
Just that's what I look for, a DI box?
Yeah, direct input.
DI. I just bought a few off of Amazon for stage use when I was doing those shows for those other people. And I didn't want to take anything good. I think I got one for $20, $25. It's made by Pile. It's pretty cheap.
Copy 10-4. All right. Well, we'll look into it. Yeah, my mic preamp is a cheap Amazon Chinese little box, but it seems to work. But until I decide to do something else, it's working fine.
Yeah, anytime you change your signal chain, add the DBX compressor, limiter, gate, EQ, all that stuff. Every time you change that, you're changing your gain stage. So it's all, it can change it. Frequency, all that crap.
Yep, Pete learning. He's just learning, that's all.
Yeah, you can help me out with the audio. I'll help you out with the RF side of things. Together we'll make one engineer. But yeah, I got what do I got going on here? EQ, compressor, expander, compressor, limiter, then the transmitter.
Ground them all together, Pete, so that they could be one. Usually the ground racks, metal rack mounted stuff, all of them guys be together. But when one of them is not in the rack, or all of the metal should be connected.
Well, they're all sitting on top of each other except for this reverb box. So they're sort of should be quasi grounded together because they're all sitting on top of each other. But it's on my shopping list, the tabletop rack mount, so I can put them all in an actual rack. But I don't have the funds for that just yet.
I'm not sure if it would solve your issue, but the DI box that I bought right now on Amazon, it's a Pyle, Pyle, model number P as in Paul, D as in dog, C as in Charlie, 2-1. They're selling for $15 right now.
There you go, Pete.
Well, that's only if I want to try and shove it into the B&W, which is not that important really. But to make it all work with the DIY, that's the important stuff.
Pete. Hey, Pete.
I'm here.
Now, 5x7 is using tube audio, and you're using transistorized audio. There's a difference.
He's not using tube audio. He's using tube exciter and tube final, but he's solid state audio.
I see. I thought he was using that Johnson.
He is. That's his exciter. And his VFO. That is not where his audio comes from.
All right, so he does a rack of audio and he injects it into the Johnson.
He injects his audio in it, whatever transmitter he's using, whether it's solid state or tube. He uses whatever transmitter as a VFO exciter, but his audio is all solid state.
And where is he hitting that circuit? Beyond the preamplifier stage? He going direct injection? He's not telling you everything.
Well, no, but I saw what he's got going on, and I need to look at it again to completely understand it. But I got a pretty good idea of what he's doing. Now to get down into the dicky weeds and the details of all that, I just know he's using solid state audio from one place, and he puts it into whatever transmitter he's using.
I understand. Yeah, he's injecting it somewhere in that circuit. There's a possibility that he has a modulation transformer somewhere.
He absolutely does. He has a toroidal modulation transformer. I saw it. It's a toroidal one.
Yeah, I told you.
Oh, I knew that, but he's not using tube audio.
Well, he's going into tube with it.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Depends on the transmitter exciter he's using.
Now, his transmitter is tube. Is that correct?
If he's using one of his Johnsons, but he also has a Yaesu 1000 MP that he uses.
All right, what was he on tonight?
I don't know, to be honest. And I can't tell the difference because they all sound the same because he uses the same audio processing, the same audio rack for every transmitter he uses. So I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, boy.
He sounds exactly the same no matter what transmitter he uses.
Well, that part's good. He remains consistent because he's coming out of the same chain of audio outboard equipment, and then all he does is injects it into whatever he's using. He's got that thing all set up.
That's correct. You got the picture.
I understand it. You know, we tried that down at R&R. I was trying to instruct Dustin to direct inject my RCI 2980, and we built a port in the back of the radio, man, and drilled, 1/4 inch jacks in there and created a loop and the whole 9 yards. But we could never get it right because cameraman was up there saying, that's not the way it's supposed to sound.
Well, once I get this project finished in the way I'm satisfied, I'm moving on to the next project that he's going to help me with, and that's using that sort of same direct injection scheme with solid state outboard modulator and processing and feed it into the multi-LMAC. And that's the next stage in the projects.
Right. Somehow or another, you have to hit the grid. I think of the input tube for the audio, or I don't know. Somehow or another, they direct inject. What's his name did it? Bassmaster of Southeast Florida. He said that was a Browning that he was working off of, and he direct injected it. He bypassed their preamp stage in the audio section. He bypassed it, and he somehow or another got that thing to interface with the secondary stages of his audio. So the preamp circuit was eliminated, and this thing took the place of it and did a direct injection.
Well, Dave's way is completely different than that. Even it's a one step further. You could rip the modulator section completely out of the transmitter, rip it out because you're not using any of it, and completely bypassing it. His idea for me and the multi-LMAC is to take the processing gear that I have now, the EQ, the limiter, compressor, and all that, feed that all into a hi-fi, a stereo hi-fi using one channel, 100-watt or 200-watt, hi-fi solid state transmitter, putting that output into a transformer and plate modulating with it.
Yeah, that's what he got Billy the Kid doing. Billy the Kid explained it to me, man. He's just using that piece of equipment for its quality, and then he somehow or another takes the output of it and brings it down to milliamps or whatever, some very, 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 very low voltage and very low current, and runs it into a modulation transformer right straight to the grid. I think that's how they're doing it.
Well, I would be using the multi-LMAC for the final tube section for the the PA and the VFO, and then it will be completely externally modulated, but it would be plate modulated with processed solid state gear, and then plate modulated. So you're only using the PA and the VFO, skipping the entire modulator section.
Yeah,
That's right.
and I'm gonna get on out of here. It's getting to be that time, so catch everyone later. Another fun-filled classic radio roundup.
Holy cow, it's that late?
Well, Pete, you took half of it up on that home.
Well, sorry, but hey, I learned something. And at some point, I'll have it all squared away and have some fun with that, too.
That's what happens when we start talking about gender plugs and stuff.
Yeah, changing genders. That's all the rage these days.
And the thing of it is, that stuff won't change its own gender either.
No, you have to choose its gender.
I was going to say, guys, I'm going to follow your suit. I have to be up ungodly, stupidly early to run across the field to save a parking spot tomorrow morning. So you guys have a good one.
Bring your umbrella.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. It is late. Hey, really good fun on the radio tonight. So appreciate everybody being here, keeping classic radio roundup alive. 7-3 countywide radio going that way.
I'm sure you learned a lot tonight, Pete.
Yeah, I learned I should have never went down this road.
Don't worry.
Like I said, that's why all my stuff went back down in the basement. But, yeah. Hey, Pipe Buster, you going to show up at that show at all? It's not supposed to rain in the morning.
Oh, it's supposed to clear up, I guess. Probably. We'll see.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Cool, man. When you come in the main entrance, you go up to, like, where the flagpole is, where that center monument and stuff is. I'm usually always to the right there.
You're by the flagpole? Oh, excuse me. You're by the flagpole.
Yeah, if you walk up the main entrance, come up, past everything, where the road splits, the little driveway splits, makes a Y. There's a monument and everything right there. I'm usually in the field on the right side.
All right, I'll look for you.
Cool, man. Maybe I'll see you then. Talk to you guys later.
All right, I'm out of here. It's late.
1, 2, 1,
We're
2.
gone.
1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, have a nice one, man.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Wow.
1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, yeah, boy. 1, 2, 2, 2. Check. Oh, check.
One last thing. You still there, Night Train?
Yeah, I'm still here. You hear me, barefooted man?
Yeah, I got a copy on you. You get down to your studio and start transferring your tapes over yet?
No, in fact, what I've been doing in that studio is setting up a ham radio operation. Pete has been coming over, and Bagger's been coming over, and so far that's the only thing that got set up in there. Is I'm on the 160 meters. I got that ICOM over there, man, and the amplifier, and oh man, you can almost forget it. It's like train is gone.
10-4. Yeah, my studio is a complete disaster right now. I tore it all apart, and I think I was telling you about it. I'm putting a Pro Tools HD system in and trying to get everything working. So I'm kind of doing it well, I guess you could say I'm trying to do it on the cheap and using a little bit older gear. So I'm trying to make everything work, and one of these days, once it's all working, which I think it is now, then I'm going to tear it all back apart again and put everything in the racks and make it look the way it should.
Roger that. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I didn't give up the whole idea, but there's just been so much going on, and then I was kind of out of work a little bit there, so I was getting carried away with the spending, so I had to stop or cut it back. And while all of that was going on, the people in Canada, they finished my next bicycle project, and that got me over a little barrel because they caught me off guard. All of a sudden, they sped up, and I was part of their income for the week. In the meantime, they hit me with tariffs, man. They hit me with tariffs because they were in Canada.
Yeah, I was going to say, everything aside and not getting into it, I'm thinking some people are starting to use that little bit of an additional percentage to help themselves a little bit. I don't think some of that stuff's needed, but that's just my opinion.